What is up everyone? Today I'm going to be doing a video on light tanks. Please excuse my voice, I've been sick for the last few days, so my voice might sound a bit rough. But nonetheless, we are in a game on Highway in the ELC EVA 90. And in this video I want to go over a few different points that can help you improve your gameplays in the light tanks. So what you want to be doing at the start of the game is having a look at what enemy light tank they have. Do they have a fast light tank that's gonna do active spotting, which means running around, constantly moving? Or do they have light tanks that are gonna be doing passive spotting? As you can see on the enemy team now, they do have the same tank that I'm in, the ELC even, which is probably going to be passive spotter, which means finding a bush and using your absolutely broken camo in this tank, 50% I do believe, to just outspot enemies and not get spotted in return. So keeping that in mind, I feel pretty safe being quite aggressive here, moving into a bush. I don't think that he's going to YOLO through the map like some light tanks do, and so he won't be able to spot me. And I do spot the first enemy here. I have no idea what this guy's doing, but won't question it. It's going to give me some nice assistance. So I'm just sat here looking at him, waiting for my team to finish him. And as I was saying earlier, that I wasn't afraid of the enemy light tank YOLOing through the middle. I do see an awful lot of people doing this in their light tanks. They think, oh yeah, I'm gonna go spot the enemy team. But then they just end up YOLOing into half the enemy team, and yes, they do spot them, but, well, you don't really want to die or lose all your health just to spot the enemies in their own spawn where your own team can't shoot them. So when you're playing light tanks, always try to, at the start of the game, see what light tank they have, and then make a decision. What light tank are you in? Are you going to be doing active spotting or passive spotting? And you always want to try and outspot the enemy light tank at the start of the game, because taking those out is it's one of the best things you can do as a light tank player, removing the enemy light tank, because that kind of gives you it gives you freedom to actually move around the map without being able to get counter-spotted by the enemy light tank. Next thing you want to keep in mind is always have a look at the minimap so you know where the enemies are and that you won't get surprised by someone coming up behind you. Especially when you're doing what I'm doing here in the background. I'm sitting in a bush, spotting the enemy campers. You don't really want to just tunnel vision on them and then have someone come up behind you and spot you. As you can see here in the background, just how powerful a light tank can be. This Canonen is decently close to me, and I'm just spotting the enemy TDs that would absolutely destroy my mediums on the alphabet line. So that is very nice. We do get all of the assistance off the Canonen, and we're already up to like 3,000 assistance damage. This charioteer just has no idea what's going on. He's a bit lost. So we're already up to like 3.8, let's just say 4k assistance. And that's pretty much just I'm sitting in one bush. I mean, we've moved up, we followed the bushes up a bit, but basically one bush. That just shows you how broken this tank can be when you get it in the right position. Now we're going to be seeing in the background here, I was waiting for this guy to die, because I know there's no one else over here but the Scorpion that moved down into the dip. And my platoon mate is telling me that he's getting shot from the middle somewhere, trying to ping here, where he thinks the Scorpion is. So I'm going to move up into a bush where I can spot him. And that is something else you want to try and do. Try and always keep in mind where you're going to move next once you've spotted all the enemies that are in front of you. Or at least they've been taken out so you have a clear route to where you want to go. So in my head now I'm thinking that I need to spot the campers in the base, because I've got more information from my platoon mate that there is someone sitting in the bushes on a 6-7, and that's quite a common spot for the campers to sit, because there's just a crap load of bushes there, so they won't ever get spotted. So here I'm considering if I should finish off some of these mediums, but I decide not to. I decide to stay hidden, because if you do fire, then you lose a very big percentage of your camo rating, so do not shoot if you're passive spotting, unless you absolutely have to, or you know that you're going to get spotted. What you can see me do here is actually cresting this ridge by driving up behind the bush, using the camo of the bush to outspot the enemies. I don't know if I would have got spotted if I wasn't in the bush, but it's better not to risk it. And then you can see here they just have no idea who's spotting them. And it's given me some very nice assistance. I haven't actually fired a shot yet this game, but I'm already up to 7,000 assisted almost. And me thinking this is the only guy left, I do finish him off. So that gives us a kill, very nice. And that can bring us to another point, not necessarily just for light tanks, but in general. Look at your map, because there's a lot of people that don't do that. And if you look at the map now, we have lost the town and we have people moving towards our cap circle. In this game, actually, the teammates do appear to have mini-maps, or at least look at them, because they're actually moving back. Not very common. So I'm going to go back and spot the people crossing over to our cap. We do end up spotting the AMX 65T there. And you can see I'm quite interested in the heavy tank on the right by our cap, because I'd never seen that before. I later found out that it's one of the new premiums that are releasing very soon. Next up, I'm going to be moving up into a bush again, so I won't get spotted. And I am going to be using the double bush mechanic here, where I pull behind the bush so it goes non-transparent before I fire, so I won't get spotted. I end up spotting the 122 TM as well. Very nice. I wait for him to go behind the bush so I can fire. We have one more left to finish him off. Great result there. And I'll have a look at my minimap, and I see that my platoon mate and 2 other tanks are moving in on that one guy, so I decide I'm going to go find the lava. Another thing you should take from this is, if you have a look at my hit points, I haven't lost a single hit point this game, which means in the end game now I can trade my health very, very comfortably. I could possibly just run into this lava, take a hit, dump a full clip into him, and then run away. Maybe even taking a hit on the retreat, and it wouldn't actually matter. Had I not actually conserved my HP at the start of the game, if I'd been one shot for this, I actually would not have been able to do a lot. My point being with the conserving your HP to the end is you can trade and actually pump out that much more damage at the end of the game. Especially in autoloaders at the end game, they are very, very good. Just because of that burst damage. So you can take one hit and then just put 3 in them in return, for example in this tank. So the lava's pretty clueless, he's going for the 122 TM, put one into the back of him, and now it's just a matter of getting there before the short PNG finishes him. But yeah, we end up on 7.1k damage assisted and 1.7 actual damage, which is a very good game for tier 8. This isn't a very in-depth tutorial on how to play light tanks, but if you do want that, I can make it. It's just like a quick few tips here and there of what you can actually do to improve. And when I figure out all of the best light tank spotting positions, I will be doing a video on that. But other than that, I do hope you enjoyed the video and found it somewhat helpful at least. And I hope to see you in the next one.